morning, welcome to Something Saturday. So I thought this morning I'd put these beautiful flowers into the background. I know they're quite prevalent, but they're just so pretty, I think. Anyway, I thought I would show you one of the other kits again today, so that's exciting. Let's go and have a look. Okay, bye. So here we are. We have the kit, we have the box, and as you can see, I actually haven't got around to opening it because I wanted to open it with you guys. And this particular kit is Light the Candles card kit, which has been around for a little while, and yes, I have only just got it. It's one of those things that every time I thought I'd get it, it was out of stock. So obviously it's quite a popular kit. So let's see what is in the box. So this one has a stamp set, and it has a little mini block as well as the stamping spot. So it's using Coastal Cabana for the stamping spot. Let's find something to put behind this so we can actually see what the sayings are. We have got Happy, Happy Birthday down the bottom here. Nothing else is that way up, so we'll turn it round. Hip, hip, hooray. Light the candles and make a wish. Today's your day. Make a wish. Sending you a. That's interesting. Make a wish. Make a wish. Those two are actually exactly the same. Interesting. Happy birthday to you and birthday wishes. And then we've got a few, presumably little sprinkles and a couple of little pom-poms. So that's what's in the stamp set. Ooh, that's pretty. Let's take it out, pop the box to one side and investigate. Okay. Just when you're opening it, be very careful that you don't stab your new stuff that's in there. The envelopes and the cards and everything like that. Potentially I might have been better off actually opening it from the back to the front, but I didn't, and that's hindsight's a wonderful thing, as they say. So these are rather pretty. Don't know how well you can see those. They might actually be able to be seen slightly better. Hang on, let me okay, let's just refocus. Okay, so that's my bling. There's my block. I'm never terribly keen on these blocks. They don't give you grippy space. I actually prefer to have one of our proper D blocks. They are exactly the same size as a D block. So I'll be using my one that has a little bit more grippy stuff on it. So then we've got some cards. There's some envelopes, sorry. Oh, aren't they lovely? There we go. There's our envelopes. Let's pop those to one side. We have, ooh, glittery bits. Oh, actually it's one card. They're not pop-outs. I thought they were pop-outs for a minute there. Okay, let's take that and put that to one side. Then we've got that, which I'm guessing could well go with that. Ooh, that's pretty. Okay, well, there's another one of those. And there's a heap more of those. So then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 base cards. Oh, that's really cool. Okay, the base card is like that. So that would mean that you could chop this in half and actually make double the amount of cards out of it just by adding a base card to it. Ooh, I like that. Ooh, look, more sparkly stuff. Nice, we'll keep one of those out. Pop the other 3 over there. That probably would have helped had I actually kept a card out too. And one of those, which again, I'm guessing goes rather nicely on top of that. Let's pop those to one side, and then we've got base cards, which again are double-sided. So love that. You can make so much more with cards that are double-sided like this. and a whole long length of strips that are long strippy things. Wow, that was descriptive, wasn't it? I am assuming I will need one of these. And, oh, is that going to stay down? Probably one of these. And one of these. And then by the look of it, oh, wonder if that was a different colour on the other side. No, it wasn't. One of these. And one of these. Alrighty, I reckon that is what I'm going to need to make up these cards. And then you've got these little ones that are like glue dots, but obviously in a sheet. So they are sticky, double-sided sticky. They've just got a little thing that you have to peel off the top. And then we have instructions. So let me take my seat. Oh, pop back into the box what we're not going to be using today. Let's do that. Put all the cards back in the box. Let's throw them around slightly. And love these envelopes. I love the insides of them. They're so cool. All right, let's pop it that way. And I might actually just grab out my big Coastal Cabana because I know that I've got that, and it seems a bit pointless opening up the small one when I've already got a big one. So let's pop those guys away. Let me just sort myself out. Alrighty. We have got instructions. Destructions. And look at this. Oh my gosh, there's inches and centimeters on there. Should we happen to need it? Although I don't actually think you need it with this one. So it's kind of funny because the last kit I did a review on, it had the same thing and I didn't realise it until after I'd measured things off. So that's why it's making me laugh at the moment. Okay. We have got those pieces, these. All right, so the first one we've got. Interesting. So card number 1, card number 2, card number 1. Okay. Nice and simple. Wonder why it's saying tap. What does that say there? I have absolutely no idea what that's saying. Okay. However, I'm going to grab my bone scorer and just make sure these cards are nicely scored down. Start off with that. There we go. All right, we have this card to begin with, and we have these pieces here. So it says we need this, this one, this one, this one. Those two go with the others. And some of these pieces and a saying. It reckons we go with hip hip hooray. So tell you what we'll do is we'll be good and we'll actually do what they tell us to do. Hip hip hooray. Oh, I've just clicked. Right. Because it's a D block, when you pop this onto here, it's going to have to go this way in order to actually fit. So potentially, if you have other blocks, you could actually just go with one of these ones, which is an H block. And the H block would fit this sort of saying quite nicely on there. So I'm going to do that because I have it. So why not use what I have? Okay, we have got... Okay, so it's reckoning that we're going to stick this up using the oh golly, why do I never remember what these things are called? Foam adhesive strips is actually what they're called. Only obviously these are shorter than the usual ones, because the usual ones, just to give you a bit of an idea, are this length. So the usual ones run in that direction, whereas these ones run in this direction, so they're only like that much of the length. But we'll forgive them, it's all right. Seeing as we're making this kit with it, it doesn't matter that they're a bit shorter. Okay, we need to grab out a couple of these, so let's grab one for the top. Now it actually shows it right up the top there, but I'm going to put it a little bit further down towards these, because I really would like it so that it's not really bendy in the center. Oh, that's skinny on the side there. Need a couple more. So let's pop that one down there. At least these are relatively easy to add on to your project, that if you do stick it down and you go, oh golly, that needs to be moved slightly, it's actually not quite too painful to actually do that. Ah, you know what, I'm going to take that off because I can't see where it's going, because I can't shove my head directly over top of it. And that's looking all right. But you know, I'm actually going to add a little bit into the middle there, because I really feel like once it's on there, it's going to push down a bit too much for my liking. So because we've got these bits on the side, I can actually just grab a piece off the side there and go with that. There we go. I reckon I'm going to be a lot happier with that. I could even just get a bit carried away here. Oh, come here. Add a little bit into there as well. There we go. That should satisfy my pushability. There you go. Random extra word. Not only can you learn card making from me, but you can also learn random weird words. So let's peel off all those pieces. And now we need it to fit on top of here, which clearly it is exactly the same size. So when you add it on, you really do need it to go exactly on top. And yep, it's not looking too bad. I'm okay with that. And that does seem to have kept it up. I probably should have put a little piece in there as well, but there you go. As I've said before, famous last thoughts. Okay, so that's this part here. We're then going to add this to the card. Now, what are we supposed to add this to the card with? Clearly, I did not do it the way that they told us to do it, because they actually say add that to the card first and then add that onto the card as well. Whereas, yay, go me. I'm just going to do it slightly differently. So let's... Ooh, something slightly dirty on there. Okay, let's take that and that. Potentially you might want to do it the way that they told you to do it, because I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to put the pressure into the corners that I'm going to put a piece in the middle there as well. Oh, and there's still something sticky on there, or something dirty on it anyway. Really? All right, make sure the card is going to open the right way. That's a good job I checked that, isn't it? And lay that down directly onto there. There we have that part. Now it's asking us to add these pieces in. So we're going to have that piece with that piece. Oh yeah, yep. And this piece. And that's how they reckon that it's going to be. Okay, let me grab back this one because we're going to have Hip Hip Hooray and Today's Your Day. That's what that piece over here says. Today's your day. There it is. Just pop that down on here. Did you know when you're picking up your photopolymer stamps, it's actually better to put them down on the surface and then pick it up rather than trying to sort of like put it down like that, because you may end up adding it on a bit of an angle and potentially you might not want that angle. However, obviously, if you do want the angle, then you want to put it down on there yourself. And apparently I have my kindergarten chair still. It's one of those chairs that it's got the gas lift in it, and clearly the gas is on its way out. So every so often it just goes, ooh, and I go all the way down to the floor. Why not? All right. Then we need Today's Your Day. Let's see whether I can do that one. Today's your day. Excellent. Let's tap that off. And Hip Hip Hooray. There's not a lot of spare space on this, so there we go. Hip Hip Hooray and Today's Your Day. Let's pop that one away temporarily. And it reckons, it always seems such a shame that you go and cover half of it up with the saying. Just muttering about that. All right, let's go with 1, 2, 3, and fish those pieces off the top. Look, I think it's finally cleaned up my thingo. There we go, pick that up. I'm just going to put that there so it can roll onto there. I have a craft room that's on a little bit of an angle. I think what's happened is over time it's just sort of settled, and it just means that things tend to be on an angle with my craft room. Is that level? That looks about level. So things have a tendency to roll downhill, which, you know, is okay. If you're used to it. And oh, this one is meant to be, whoops. Okay, so in that case what I'll do is I'll stick these pieces onto here, because apparently this one is meant to be one of these. So let's grab that off there, pop that onto there. And take the backing off. Okay, now just because there's such a white background at the top of it, I just have an issue with just putting white onto white. So I'm just going to dip mine into the edge of my ink pad. I just like things to sort of have that little bit of, hey, I'm here. Presence, as it were. So let's just pop that directly onto there. Do you see how it just makes it sort of stand out a bit better? Whereas I think if it was just white on white, it wouldn't stand out quite so nicely. And then we have this one. Today's your day. Today's gonna be the day that I should have put these up a little bit further. Okay, let's just move those up to the top. Okay, this will become evident in just a moment why I'm doing this. Okay, I'm just gonna take those two off. Find my bin. All right, I'm actually gonna put them up the top of the saying because I have discovered that this actually kind of attaches onto the bottom of the Hip Hip Hooray. And Hip Hip Hooray is on our dimensionally things. So I'm going to go with that. And then that way you haven't got sticky that's going to try and stick itself down like that, and then your Hip Hip Hooray is going to be on an angle. And of course the angle will be facing downhill rather than sort of sitting there and doing that. So there you go. Card number 1 done. How quick, easy, and actually really gorgeous is that card. So let's move on to card number 2, which has this as its base and these pieces. Wonder if I can do it right this time. All right, this time maybe we'll do it the way they suggest it. So that means that we go with 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, oh goodness, stay on there, 4, and because I'm me, I'm just going to shove another one in the middle there. And let's pop that. Conveniently enough, this has lines going down it. So it does mean that if I want it to be completely even, I can actually do that. So I have lines going down this side, lines going down this side, and I actually haven't managed to get it even anyway. It's very smidgenly out. But that's okay. I can live with smidgenly out. Oh, this one actually gets stamped. I hope the other one didn't get stamped. Okay. No, apparently not. Oh, you know what I forgot on the other one? The bling. Where's my bling? Obviously, I'm supposed to put bling onto this one. Wonder where the bling goes. Oh, look. It's got bling on the candles. Oh, nice. Okay. Forget that one at the moment. I'm just going to add my bling on my candles. Whoa. I ever mentioned that I like bling? Especially gold. Gold happens to be my favourite colour. I'm pretty sure those of you who know or have been watching my videos for a while already know this. And one more. Nice! There we go. Now I have bling too. And a card that opens the right way. Bonus. Okay. Going back to this one here. Alrighty, so let's move on to this part here. So we've got all our pieces. So we don't need these ones this time. So what have I done with my cleaner? Oh, there it is. One cleaner. Very, very dirty looking cleaner, but it's actually clean. Might not look it, but it is. One of the beauties of the stamping chamois. All right, let's pop that one in its place. Let's pop this one in its place. And we need happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you, which is that one there. And we also need the sprinkles. There it is. Which reminds me of Robin Williams when he's in that Mrs. Doubtfire. Oh, Mr. Sprinkles. All right. Then we are going to add sprinkles to this before we add it onto the card, because otherwise we're going to have issues. So let's just go ahead and I'm guessing like that. Although theirs seems to sort of come up a little more. So I might just go, there we go. That'll do us. Stamp it off. Stamp it onto here. And might just go ahead and put it away as well. There we go. It's away. Alrighty. So we've got that. We also need to stamp our little saying. So inking it up. If you look at it and you go, hey, you know what, I'm not sure it's coming out quite right, you can always stamp it off on scrap paper and go, oh yeah, looks, oh, excuse me, looks good. And then, and when you ink up, don't like push it hard into the ink pad, especially if it's one of the big Stampin' Up ones like this, because you'll find that everything in sight will get inked, including the ink pad and everything, because they're such spongy ink pads. And the ink, when you, so these ones are kept this way up, so the ink is always on the top, because it's sort of upside down. So that's how you should store your ink pads, is if they're standard ink pads, then store them upside down so the ink always ends up on the top. And then just aim for that going into there. I'm going to do the same thing with this as I did with the other one, because I don't like edges that are just white. I don't know what it is, but it's a Heather thing. Stamp that off, give it a quick clean. Pop that away, put that over there. Ooh, got quite a few little pieces there now. Okay, so I'm guessing that this is supposed to go on with, yes, it is. Good. It's meant to go on with some of these. So let's pop some of these down. Cool thing with these is you can actually just bend them around a little bit. Let's go there. Oh, hello. Obviously, it is actually quite close to the edge. And nope, don't need the scissors just yet. But we do need to cut one of these in half, because they do recommend giving it a bit of something in the middle. So we will do 1, 2, and going to take a further one. Yikes. And just pop that one down onto there. So then we've got a bit of solidity throughout that. And I'm not too sure which is the sticky side. Don't you just love that? When it all feels like it's sticky. So like every side feels like it's sticky, or none of the sides feel like they're sticky. I know what I'm talking about. They've added it down there as well. Bother. I wonder whether I'm going to be able to do that. Let's. Oh, yes. Yay. Thank goodness. All right. I might not chance my luck and add 2. I'll just go with 1. All right. Let's take these pieces off. Oh, let's chuck them up over there. And that. Oh, I've got a question for you. Actually, I've got a couple of questions for you. So hopefully people are watching at this stage. One is, do you have any recipes that are good for eggplants? Because I have a husband who he sort of saw it as a bit of a challenge that, oh, eggplants, that'll be different, let's grow those. And then, of course, now we have eggplants and I have absolutely no idea what to do with them because I've never used them. So any eggplant suggestions, gratefully accepted. And then the second question is actually more geared towards the Stampin' Up, is when I put the link for the blog post in, do you go and check it out? Because I never know whether people are actually checking it out or they're not. So let's just add that onto there. This is good. I'm hoping I did this right. Yes, looks like I did. Because it's quite a bit of extra work for me to put on the blog post. And I'm just thinking, if people aren't going there and looking, then am I really doing the work for nothing? Because I don't actually get comments on my blog post, which I don't know whether I don't get comments because it's just too complicated to comment on it, or whether I don't get comments because nobody's going there, if you get my drift. I went there, but nobody else did. Why have I got... Oh, there we go. I'm going to add an extra one of those into the middle as well, because I'm feeling like... Or maybe there. Kind of feel like it's not giving me quite enough stick on there. There we go. Hopefully that is level. Good. And then we need one of the blings. So just one bling, give it to me. And there it is, one bling. So it looks to me like that's what you produce with this kit, is 4 of each of these different cards. So let's just pop that away, move those off to one side. So that's the 2 cards that you can produce with it. But as I said in my in the video slightly earlier, I reckon that you could easily cut these in half and use those on more cards. So you could create way more cards than the kit. Potentially, if you wanted to, you could create, what, 16 cards? So 2 times 8 is 16. Just by adding extra layers to it, and potentially you could cut these in half, or, you know, try out different things with them. I will have a play and I will post something out on my blog that shows you some of the different things that I've done with it. But can you just let me know if you're going to go and check out my blog or not? And if you, I want people to be honest. So don't tell me, yes, I'm going to check out your blog if you actually don't plan to at all. I won't be offended and I don't mind. Just let me know. All right, and I will see you next Saturday. Thank you so much for joining me. Bye. Okay, so just a little addition to the end of this video. I've now made a couple more cards. What I've done is I've actually taken this one, cut it in half, and then added, obviously, the colours behind it. What I've done with the base of the cards, so I've taken... Wait. 2 of these, so that's the full card, and I've just literally actually just torn them in half and then trimmed it down, because our standard cards are actually 10.5 and not whatever this is, which is the American standard. So I've taken it down to the 10.5, and then I've cut 1 centimetre off the end of it so that it'll sit in here nicely, and trimmed this down to 1 centimetre short of the 14.8. So it's actually cut to 13.8, which is actually only a smidgen extra. So as you can sort of see on there. It's that much. And in fact, it's that much because I've then turned it over and added that as a little white line on either side. Then what I've done with the little centimetre piece that I cut off is I have stamped on the other side of it and then used, sort of crossed them over and used the extra pieces. So I have literally just used what's in the kit at that point. However, then I have to admit that I did search around for some different bling, and I discovered my 2021 to 2023 in colour opal rounds, and I just thought they're so pretty that yeah, maybe they would look really good on it, and I reckon that they do. So I've put those on. Obviously I'm getting low on those because they're really pretty and I like them. So I just thought I would show you quickly what I've done, so those of you who don't go across to my blog will actually see it anyway. Okay, see you then, bye.